baby girl. So, different couch this year. I couldn't tell you. Well, this year, honest. I'll censor the names.
Wait. Touch me. Touch me. Yeah, just your feet. Okay. Like I have the arch, but in the middle.
In the middle.
It's quite flat. Wow. Yeah. And I'm like sitting. What's my
this was the exact idea that I had. This is oddly intimate.
That's fine. Okay. You can put your legs over it. I'm like on my haunches as well.
You're so warm.
There's a hot in here.
Oh god. That should be good. Do me a favor, hit us with a clap, please. Alright, please state your name for the record.
Wait, how do we do this again?
You state your name.
State my name, is that it?
Your full name.
And the date.
We'll come to the date, but the first one is...
State your name.
Tell us
It's been all year, you have to remind me.
Please state your name for the record. My name is Swalihle May.
My name is Benjamin Hewlett.
Hello, Benjamin Hewlett.
What's up?
What is the date today? This is the 4th of December.
Okay. It is the 4th of December, 2025. And what is the date as of today?
The date is the 4th of December, 2025.
There we go.
Question number 2. What makes you happy?
Jumping right in. I thought it was this quick. Okay.
I say this every year. That question sucks so much. It frustrates me because what does that even mean? What makes me happy?
Well, I'll get the have tos out of the way. My girlfriend.
Have to.
Yeah. My girlfriend makes me happy, obviously. I guess my dog. The little man behind the camera, Swalihle May. And just being independent. My parents in Ireland, and I think this was the first year that I actually really got into things and having to step up. I was still like finding my feet last year, but this year I really got into the rhythm. So yeah, being independent makes me happy. My job, sometimes, but yeah.
I always think it's fun that we do this every year. You know, even though I know we'll do it every year, I'm always surprised that we end up doing it every year. So that makes me happy. My work, should I say my career, makes me happy, which I'm sure we'll touch on that later. I'm at home again. I'm enjoying the peace of being at home, surrounded by loved ones. I'm happy because I'm at peace. I have no loose threads. Yeah. Normally when I record this stuff, there's always a loose thread somewhere in my life, but I feel complete this year.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I would be 27. There's one of two parts I could envision myself. 5 years from now, I'm either a writer, director, consistently getting work in the industry, just making plays, like that's my bread and butter. There's either that path, or, which again I'm sure we'll touch on as we get into this, I could also see myself being a lecturer at a university. One of those two options. Both really good options. If I had my choice, I prefer option one. Because at least right now I'm in the phase of my life where I just want to make theater. Whether that's me acting, which I haven't done in a long time, or what I've been doing the last couple of years, which is writing and directing my plays. So I'd like to be doing that 5 years from now.
Alright. Well, it really depends on the factors of my life. So I'm studying strength and conditioning next year. Well, more specifically a sports science degree, and then strength and conditioning is like involved in that. So just wherever that takes me, I guess, because my girlfriend Catherine, she's wanting to go over to Dubai. It seems like everyone's doing that these days.
Huh? Okay.
In a few years' time, maybe next year or the year after. So it really just depends how things unfold. But for the most part, over this past year, I've noticed that I want to do more things involving strength and conditioning, involving fitness and that. But my backup is like a director of sport or like a director of hockey at a school, or just a coach. So yeah, so this year I did a lot of coaching. So for the most part, coaching is what I'm going to be doing until something comes up. Yeah. But my goal is to be a strength and conditioning coach. Yeah.
Okay. Same question. Let's say tongue tied. Let's remove logic from reality, and if you have to think what I'm trying so hard.
If they had to be a set goal, if in 5 years' time I should be here, what would that be? Is that what you're asking?
If we had to remove logic and the reality of life aside, and you could have whatever it is you wanted,
Yes.
what does your life look like 5 years from now?
Okay.
You'd be what, 28?
God, Jesus. Okay. Well, just as qualified strength and conditioning coach. And then just anywhere at a school, I think would be my goal. At a school. Not at any specific school, because that's tough. There's so many good schools to be at, but I think just strength and conditioning coach at a school, or strength and conditioning coach at a school. Yeah. Is that good for you?
It's wonderful. Yes. My favorite question: who is your best friend?
So when I started working at Clifton last year, so Luke May is my best friend.
It's wonderful.
He's sitting behind the camera. What a wonderful man. He leaves me to go to Grahamstown every year, which I hate him for, but then he does come back every now and then, so he makes up for it. So Luke May is my best friend.
But I've seen you've been spending a lot of time with different people this year. How's that been?
It's been good. Yeah, so one of my friends from work, Dylan Pelava, we've grown quite close. We have kind of the same interests. He helps me out a lot in terms of in terms of growing myself for coaching, PSI and KZN. He got me involved in PSI. He motivated me to get involved in KZN coaching. So we grew quite close, but he's gone back to Ashton now, and I'm still at Clifton, so it's a bit boring in the office now, but it's still great with Tim and Emmy. But it's nice making new friends, especially when the one leaves and I don't see him for like 90% of the year. So I had to.
My bad.
I had to slip someone in there for the time being.
That's what she said.
But
My best friend is obviously the guy. My best friend is still Benjamin Hewlett. I've noticed in the last couple of years, each year you meet new people. There's different things happening. There's more people that you meet. Your circle grows and stuff. But it's always nice to have a few people that sort of are like recurring characters in all the different phases. So I guess it's been nice to have him as a recurring character, throughout all these years where I feel like I keep changing, keep learning new things about myself. I think I've made quite a few friends this year, or deepened friendships that I already had from previous years. But yeah, in terms of friends, it's been a good year. Yeah.
Cool. Now my favorite question: 3 words to describe yourself.
3 words to describe yourself.
This is the worst question. You said
You can do it.
you can do it.
You can do it, cabron.
Okay. Okay. I'll explain this one. Like, it's gonna be a bit like, you know, of course, I guess you could say that, ready. Because like this year, I went through a lot of changes, I experienced new things, but I was ready to do it well. I was ready to learn more things. I was ready to make mistakes so I can learn from that. I was ready to just do it. So I think ready would be one of them.
When you were answering this, I should have thought about my own answers.
You should have.
That's crazy.
You should have.
First off the bat, I already know. Responsible. That's a big word for me this year. Responsible in the sense of I'm now halfway through my master's degree. Hopefully the next time we sit down to do this in 2026, I will be a master's holding student. We'll see. And in being a master's student, a lot of responsibility was given to me this year at work in the drama department, in terms of I think I had like 5 different classes to teach, which was a unique experience because last year when I was doing my honors degree, I did teach, but I was teaching under supervision, and I was only really teaching first years, whereas this year I had teaching by myself. I had first year classes, I was teaching second years, I had a third year class that I got to teach, which is really amazing, and then I was teaching honors as well. And it's really difficult to do that if you're not a responsible person, and I feel like the staff in the drama department put a lot of trust in me to believe that I was responsible enough to teach their students without that level of supervision. So and it was really difficult and scary, but I feel like it made me into more of a responsible person, which is something I'm quite proud of. Word number 1, responsible. It's okay, we've done 1. 2 more.
And I can't even remember what I said last year. I can never remember what I said the previous year.
No, what's funny is you say that as well, that you wish you remembered what you said last year.
Every year. Okay. Did KZN, I did PSR. Put myself out there to work. I started going to the gym.
Consistent?
Ooh! You're a good top lad. Okay. So, I started going to the gym last year. I was doing really well. Towards the end of the year, I started to feel cuck. I hit a plateau. I was feeling terrible at the gym, so I stopped. December holidays, I did nothing. I got super skinny. I lost all of my progress, all of the weight that I gained dropped. Probably even further than I was when I started. So I decided this year, no, I have to get back into it. And I made sure every single day I was in the gym. Every day this year I was in the gym, except for Saturday and Sunday. Those are my rest days. So I think a good word is consistent. Thank you. Consistent. I stayed consistent with my gymming. with my readiness to work, to try new things. Yeah, consistent. Now word number 3.
We have 2. We're almost there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say fun. This year, it was really important to me to just have a lot of fun. When we sat down and did this last year, I was in the pits. I wasn't a happy chappy. I'm sure you can attest. I was not a fun person to see. I don't think I did anything when I was here last year. I came home, we did this video, and then like I didn't go out. I didn't socialize too much. Like I remember like New Year's, we were like, we have to do something. And I was like, nah. At the time, I guess I was, dealing with heartbreak and that kind of stuff. So I was very much closeted and I couldn't deal with being outside. So going into 2025, I was like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be fun and I'm gonna have fun. And I feel like we really, really, really did that. Just have a lot of fun. And I feel like I was a fun person to be around. Really. I feel like I was a fun person to be around. So responsible, fun. One more.
I think we're just going to go with the simple one, which is happy. The year started off a bit rough in terms of I wasn't enjoying work because things were just not going the way that I wanted them to go. I had to adapt to stupid situations, but that's all part of life. So, yeah, beginning of the year I was not happy, but then I decided to change that. It was time to just let things be. If it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong. There's nothing that you can do about it. You just gotta be ready to tackle those situations, and just be happy that you can get out of them. And for the most part, I was able to get out of those situations. I was able to make them better than when I started it. KZN, like we didn't do the best. We came 7th out of 8 teams in my pool in my tournament, which was very stressful because I almost got relegated, which would have sucked in my first year of coaching KZN, but we didn't. But the fact that I did the coaching, I put myself out there. The boys learned a lot. I learned a lot. I was happy with how it all worked out. Could have been better. Could have come at least like 4th, which would have been cool. And we could have done that because some of the games that we played, and I'm sure you know, you play a cuck team and you play like cuck. You play a good team, you play good. We had that. But I was happy with how I was able to get out of that situation of the boys were doing stupid things. Chat to them, they make the change, I'll make the changes. And it all worked out in the end. PSI, I'm very happy with how that went. Just going to the gym, being consistent, very happy with how that went. Making sure that I coach well at Clifton, very happy with that, how that went. Spending time with Catherine, with friends, making sure to message people, very happy about how that went.
At peace. At peace. Again, last year was a rough one. Just in terms of the year, it was a very difficult year. And this year for myself, I very much was on a quest for peace. Not just in relation to like heartbreak and that kind of stuff, but the entertainment industry and just doing a drama and making productions. It's like a very anxious process in the sense of directing a show. Everyone's kind of looking to you for answers all of the time. And so there's this feeling of when you're making a production, you can never like really rest, which is very. Yeah, when I make a production, like I don't really socialize. I don't talk to anyone. I'm kind of just focused on making that thing because it's too overwhelming. And so what I wanted this year for myself was to be able to make a production, but still maintain like my internal peace, and not be rattled by having to have all these big conversations with like production staff or get the plays made. And I feel like I did that. This year was very stressful. Probably definitely not. I was gonna say the most stressful year I've had in a while, but that's not true because last year killed me.
Yeah, last year was worse.
But this year was very stressful, and I feel like I was able to hold on to a sense of peace throughout the whole thing. So, responsible, fun, peace. Whew. Did it.
Okay. So yeah, ready, consistent, happy. Bang.
Did it.
Alright. How has your year been?
It's been a good year. It's been a really good year. I went into the year knowing that this was going to be like a filler year, in the sense of last year I was doing my honors degree, and so it was a 1 year degree. It was very compact. I knew a lot was going to happen, but masters is a 2 year degree, and so and all my big stuff happens next year. So I figured this year was going to be a bit more easygoing and more relaxed in terms of like academic pressures and all that kind of stuff. And because it was just more spaced out this year, it allowed me to just do a lot more and just have a lot more fun and just have a really good time. And I feel like it's been a really good year. Really good year. I put on one of my plays at the National Arts Festival, which is like, it is the biggest festival our country has for the arts and theatre. And it's been my dream to go and be a part of it. I always assumed I would just go and act in someone else's play. I never would have thought I would have gotten the opportunity to write my own play and then take words that I've written and direct it for the National Arts Festival, for like a national audience. And I think I told you, if you search my name on Google now, stuff comes up. I'm dead serious. If you just search Swedish Leme, I think what comes up is my stuff that I did at NAF, which was quite cool. When I was a boy, I like really wanted to be able to like Google myself and to see what I found.
An emerging South African playwright and theatre maker recognized for his debut play The Dinner.
Yeah.
Which explored relationship dynamics at the National Arts Festival in 2025. And also associated with Durban High School for his Best Whole Guard Award, with other individuals their name appearing as legal. That's a bit scary that it's gotten that information.
Yeah, that's scary. But yeah, putting on my play at the festival was like a really big thing. It was the biggest thing I've done in my career so far. And most of this year for me was very much career driven in terms of how it was and what I was doing. Everything I did was very much focused on excelling my career. It was a really good year. Good. How has your year been?
Oh, wow, Jesus, okay. Okay, well, I guess I'll just tell the story then. So at the beginning of the year, our director of hockey, he went off because he was coaching a national team. So it was me and Dylan having to run pretty much the whole hockey program. Dylan did more than me, but I was there. And with us being interns, it just, like, it was tough getting things done. Because who trusts an intern? You know what I'm saying? So when it came to buses, having to get the boys to Riverside and like, oh, you booked too many buses, you didn't book enough, and like getting boys there, making sure that they're actually training, making sure the trainings are worthwhile. It was difficult. That's when I wasn't very happy, like things were going wrong. Yeah, it just felt like everything that we did wasn't enough. Also, there was no appreciation from certain people. We were there every day making sure things were flowing, and it just felt like it was like, okay, cool, you did your job. Um, so it didn't start off very well. Things weren't going according to plan, but part of life, you have to adapt to the situation. And then they got better, ish. I was supposed to take 2 teams. Was moved down to 1 team, but it's fine because I was able to focus a lot of my time on that 1 team, and we did really well. KZN came around, tough, grueling, but a wonderful experience. Got my name out there, made a whole bunch of new people from KZN, from different provinces. Boys were good, met some new boys. It was great. Indoor season took 14A. That was great. First time I'd coach indoor, found a love for it. I really enjoy coaching indoor. And then I took a PSI team, which was brilliant. Met new people. And then also coached at Morris-Stella. That was cool. Got involved in Morris-Stella, so now I'm there again next year. So overall, it's been a good year. It ended well, which is, it's not how you start, it's how you end. And I think that I'm happy with how the year went. Very happy. That was the question, eh?
Yes.
How was your year being? Okay,
yes.
cool.
Now that you say that, what would you say your biggest regret of the year is?
I'm pretty sure I said that I don't have regrets last year. Yeah.
There any negative experiences you had?
I've explained it twice now. Beginning of the year.
Let me drink in peace, man.
Let's see. I mean, everyone's gonna have regrets. Like there's times in a year that I should have gone out with that friend. I regret not going. I'm bored at home. I should have. I should have ref that game. Shouldn't have refused to ref it. Now I'm like down. I'm losing experience, kind of thing. So I can't think of anything specifically, but I'm sure there are a couple things in the year that I've regretted not doing, or maybe regretted. No, nothing that which I think is good. There's nothing that I've regretted doing, which means that even if it was not the best experience, at least I've learned from it, and I've come out more confident, stronger, better. I can't think of anything specific that I regret this year. I think it's been all part of the plan. Nothing. I'd say nothing. I'm just gonna go with nothing.
I honestly have no clue. I don't. I think there was a lot of drama in my romance life.
As always.
Yeah. I think the last 2.5 years have been a bit wild in terms of my romance life. And I can't get into details of that, but but things happened, and I guess. But even the bad stuff that happened, I wouldn't change any of it.
Agreed.
I feel like everything that's happened to me, or even all the stuff that sucked, I feel like it made me so much more of a stronger person. So I can't confidently say I regret anything, because I feel like it was meant to happen, and it made me better. So I regret nothing.
What is your biggest goal for the next year?
My biggest goal for the next year is, for the second time, put on a play at the National Arts Festival. I think when I go back to school or to the drama department next year, those are conversations I'm going to have preparing or to negotiate going to the festival again. So the biggest goal, because also it's my final project now. My entire master's degree hinges on me delivering this next play, mastering my craft, so to speak. So my biggest goal is to make the best thing I've ever made. In terms of, I've made a lot of different kinds of productions. I've tried a lot of different kinds of things. And this final play is meant to sort of be like my magnum opus, where I showcase the director and writer that I am and that I've grown into. So it's just about really bringing that home. Because this has always been a dream that I would get here, but now I finally arrived at what I need to do. In fact, you're here today because we're going to go read the play just now that I'm going to put on at the festival. Which is a bit which is a bit stressful, but I feel like I can do it. Obviously, I'd like to also get my master's degree. That's also very important. But the most important thing to me is just delivering a fantastic play. That's all I care about right now.
Master's degree will come with it. You deliver a fantastic play.
Yeah, I'll have to do a play, and then I have to write like a 15,000 word report on the play and everything else around it, which should be fine.
Yeah.
But I want to make this play, and I want it to be good. That's my biggest goal.
To make sure that I'm studying, because I am the type of person that puts stuff off for quite a while. So make sure that I'm studying next year, my sports science degree. Make sure that I'm coaching 14A. I need to be involved in KZN. I need to be involved in PSI again. I'm still deciding on this one. DPL, which is Durban Premier League, it's like a fun tournament for Durban goers, and they can sign up. I'm still deciding on that one, but I think whatever I was involved with this year, I need to top that. Yeah, so studying 14A, KZN, PSR, but I think the biggest one is making sure if and hopefully when I get 14A for next year to coach, I do it well. I put all my time and effort when it's necessary into that. I don't slack. I don't say, oh, it's fine, I can do it later. I need to make sure that it's worthwhile, because I'm using next year as a guide of where I want to go. If I want to stay at Clifton, if it's worth it, if I'm looking to go somewhere else, I have to build up my confidence, build up other people's confidence in me. So if I do apply, let's say like a Hilton, let's just say, they're not going to say, you didn't do too well, we don't actually think you're fit for it. So yeah, 14A needs to be a good year. Even if we aren't winning all the games, and there's progress that can be seen. Yeah.
What are you most proud of in your life right now?
When I was younger, I didn't really want to try new things. I hated change. Even quite recently in 2022, when my parents moved, having to leave home and be on my own was a struggle. I hated it. I would try to find excuses to not do stuff. So for most of my life, I haven't really wanted to do new things. Not wanted to, but being a bit too skeptical to try new things. So I think the fact that this year I was willing to do KZN, and I was willing to do PSR, and willing to coach a Maristella, and willing to go out with these friends, even though I would rather stay at home, or my willingness to do stuff and do it well, that's what I'm most proud of. Is I'm making that change. I'm forcing myself to do stuff. I can't be holding myself back because I'm too scared. Like, it is scary. but you're not going to be super comfortable your whole life. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Seek discomfort. Just shout out to Yes Theory on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You have to want to be out of your comfort zone so you can make it your comfort zone. Because you can't just stay in your little box your whole life. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'm most proud of my willingness to try new things this year.
I think what I'm most proud of is, I guess, two things. I'm very proud of the library of work that I've made so far, in the sense of I've made 6 productions now in the span of the last 2 years, which has very much broken me down in terms of getting these plays made. And I feel like I have most of them recorded, so I don't know, it's nice that I have like a library of stuff that I've been working on, as opposed to just have been doing nothing in these past couple of years. So that's really good. What was the question? I totally forgot.
What are you most proud of in your life right now?
I lied. I'm changing my answer. I'm most proud of my ability to work with people. This year's been very challenging in terms of, obviously, all the teaching I've been doing with the different, students that have been working with me and I've been teaching. And then just also working with the staff, they've taught me, and now it's almost a different relationship now, because rather than them just teaching me, we're working together now. Not as equals, because I still look up to them, but even them, they're quite big personalities in themselves, which can be very tricky to, oh God, if only it can be so tricky to deal with everybody. But I think one thing anyone in Grahamstown that they could say is that, I would hope at least, is that they enjoy working with me, and they'd rather have me there as opposed to not have me there. And I think, my interpersonal skills and just working with these people, I think that's what I'm most proud of. Yeah.
What advice do you have for your future self?
Don't take any half measures, in the sense of, the last couple of years, for many different reasons, I don't know, I guess I've been quite hesitant to give all of myself to something, whether that's, people, opportunities, or I've just been quite hesitant to fully get into anything. The only thing I fully give myself to now is my work, and outside of that, in my personal life and just how I engage with people, I can be quite hesitant, and just weary, which I guess is a good thing, to just, just be aware and have that self-awareness. But I think I overthink about most things, which is good because then I'm prepared. But I feel like it stops me from just living and experiencing what life has to offer. So I think, I'd like to not think less, but stop overthinking as much and just allow myself to experience something and just enjoy the experience, because it will most likely be a good experience, but I never allow myself to get there because I'm always trying to think of all the different variables and all the different stuff. It's just loud in here, and I like it to be a bit more quiet. Yeah.
Just keep growing. Just keep doing stuff, because you can never do too much stuff. If people know you from, cleaning their carpet, that's fine, because now you know more people. Knowing people, just know people. Be willing to do stuff, keep growing, make sure you know people, because it's not what you know, it's who you know, especially in your line of work. And I'm pointing at the camera. Okay, especially in your line of work. If you don't know people, you're not getting anywhere.
What do you want about yourself to change in the future? What do you still need to work on?
My procrastination. That's still very bad. I put stuff off still. I'm better, a little bit, but I do still put stuff off. I don't want to do this. I'll do it later, and that's because I'm worried that things will go wrong. So I need to stop worrying so much. If things aren't gonna go well, then they're not gonna go well. You can try every route. If this one works, cool. But sometimes you just have to take the hard route out in order to actually get out. So stop procrastinating so much. Just get stuff done. Yeah. Actually, I can tell a story about that. So it's a bit of a funny story. So my dog Oliver, his nails got pretty long. So, walking on the tiles, it's pretty loud. So then Ethan, my brother, started complaining, you have to get his nails cut. It's waking me up in the morning. So, but fair, I guess, and it's also, you can't let dogs' nails get too long. So he told me, you need to get them cut, and I said, sure, I'll get them. Did I do it? No. That week I didn't do it. The next week comes, he messages me and he says, you need to get Oliver's nails cut. And I said, yes, I'll get it done. Did I get it done? No, I didn't. So the next week, this is the third week, he says, Ben, you need to make it our priority to get his nails cut. Did I do it? At the end of the week. Because I was still putting it off. Because, and the problem is, I ask myself why, and I don't have an answer. That's the real reason. That's the problem. If you ask yourself, why aren't you putting the box away? Why aren't you unpacking that box? And you go, I don't actually know. That's the problem. If you say, oh, there's no space for me to put that stuff, it's fine in the box for now. I need to wait for this to leave before I can put that in there. Okay, fair. But then, what are you doing to get this thing to leave? Nothing. See, so just make sure you just get stuff done. Stop being so afraid. Yeah.
I think one thing I struggle with, this doesn't apply to my work because I'm good at doing this when it comes to work, but I guess in my personal life I'm not that good at advocating for myself in terms of if I have negative thoughts or feelings, sometimes I'll just struggle to express it and I'll kind of just hold on to stuff or brush it off as opposed to addressing hey, that bothers me, let's try to sort that out. And then also I take stuff to heart. I've noticed it recently very badly, in the sense of if you say something to me and let's say I did something to you that you didn't like and you express that, I'll take it to heart and then really over critique myself in terms of, oh, I did that thing that upset that person and now I need to overthinking again. Now I need to, what is wrong with you? You need to go fix this. How could you ever have done that or gotten in that situation? Da 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 da. And I think I can work on that. I think offering myself more grace and being more forgiving to myself when I make mistakes, because I'm very much an all or nothing person. I don't allow myself much room for error. I try to expect excellence of myself, which I guess is a good standard to have, but it's not always realistic. And so when I don't achieve excellence or when I make a mistake, I can be quite hard on myself. So I think something I can work on is just being more forgiving.
Get rid of the noise.
Yeah. Quiet the noise.
What do you want about yourself to stay the same?
My playfulness. I definitely think my playfulness. I spend with the nature of my job and making a production. It's really important that the people who make your production or help you make your production, that they want to fight for you, and that they want to deliver their best for you. And one of the ways that I've been able to do that is by spending time forming playful bonds with everybody that I work with, because I've realized if you can offer people joy, they'll want to give you their best in return. So all of my sets, my productions, I try to curate it so that it's the most fun you could possibly have. And what was the question?
What do you want about yourself to stay the same?
Yeah, and so that level of playfulness in drama and in the entertainment industry, in my mind, is really crucial. And also, I feel like I just ascended to a new plane in the sense of I've always felt like, I don't know, I'm quite like a happy person, and I feel quite good at sharing that happiness with other people and making them feel good as well. But this year, I just really stepped it up. Like, there were times where I would catch myself off guard with how good I was at making everyone happy, to the point where, like, if I wasn't on campus for the day, people would be like, where is he? Why aren't you here? You know, even though I have no business being there. I don't know. I feel quite happy that I was able to make people happy this year. And I'd like to continue doing that with my playfulness.
My consistency. Keep going to the gym. Keep trying new things. Make sure you don't stop. It's good to gain more knowledge, more confidence, because you need more confidence to do adult things, because adult things suck. Yeah, just stay consistent, stay ready, stay willing.
Are you confident? I love this question.
Well, I mean, considering the fact of what I've just said about being a bit scared, I'd say I've gotten better. Every year I say that I've gotten better, which is good. There's still some growing to do, naturally. Especially when it comes to me, my type of personality, the person that I am. I always need to gain more confidence. I procrastinate because I'm not confident, which I need to change. But other aspects of being willing to do more stuff, being confident in my coaching ability, it has gotten much better. And I'm happy with how much it has grown. But again, it still can go further, and I'm ready to do that.
Are you confident?
Yeah. Professionally, very confident. I don't know, I'll kill for my job. I feel like I shouldn't have said that. That's such a weird statement. But like, I would do it, whatever I need to do to make the production go well, I'll do that. You know, whatever needs to be said, even if I'm nervous personally, it won't stop me from getting the job done. So I feel like in that regard, I'm very confident. I think personally though, like I've said with, you know, being more graceful and all that kind of stuff and being more forgiving to myself, when I'm feeling negative feelings, I really struggle to express that, you know, and so, which can be quite crippling, because I don't know how to get it out that I feel bad or like I'm feeling not good, and then you don't know how to get it out of me either. So now we're both in like this weird spot where it's like
just stuck. Something
is wrong, but like no one really knows what it is, and we don't know how to voice it, you know, and it's just the vibe is off. So that definitely, I just need to get better at voicing my negative feelings as opposed to just shutting down and just trying to move past it. Yeah.
Will your past self be proud of who you've grown into?
I think so. I truly believe that 2025 was meant to be the springboard year, in terms of like, before this, I feel like I've been getting ready for this final push next year, and I told myself that 2025 is going to be the year where I make sure that springboard is ready, so that when I need to jump on it in 2026, it's going to launch me into the stratosphere. And so that's exactly what this year was. I spent the whole year making myself a better director and figuring out what kind of director I want to be and figuring out how I want to master my craft and then making productions that allowed me to do that. And then personally, I've really stepped out of I've really went the extra mile to really cultivate personal relationships with everybody. Even if I don't like you, I'll just make it a point. Sorry, I don't know why I pointed at you. I made it a point to just, because everyone's just trying to have a good time, even people you don't like. So I made it a point to try to find some joy in everybody, with everybody that I've spoken to. And so even though nothing too crazy happened this year, I feel like this year was very excellent because I did all the things I wanted to do, and I did so much more. Like I said, going to the festival was not on my bingo card. I did that. I made a play after that, you know. I made Stage Blood. It was so much fun. I'll show you pics later. I made Stage Blood for the first time, and the audience was like going crazy because having blood on stage is such a rare thing. And then I was the assistant director for the HOD, and what she was doing with the honor students. And just in terms of the level of responsibility that the staff gave me this year was something that was really important to me because it came with good money. It came with really good money. But more than that, I feel like it's making me stronger in just terms of I'm always asking for more responsibility. I'm not always confident that I can handle that responsibility, but I'm hungry for opportunity. I feel like I've been studying for 5 years now, and I'm at a point where I want to work. So if there's opportunities for me to work, I'm like begging these people, put me to work. And that's exactly what they did this year, and it was amazing.
So when I finished high school, I started studying, but then that was like enough for me. I couldn't do more than that, otherwise my brain would explode. Not because like I can't retain information, which is a bit difficult, but it's just like it would be too much for me to handle. But then I started working at Penzance, but then I stopped studying by choice because I don't like studying. And then I was there for 2 years, 21 and 22, 2 years. And then we moved, and I was in Durban North, and traveling all the way from Durban North to Glenwood was fine, but every day was a bit frustrating, and I wasn't making that much money. So I decided to look elsewhere. Got an offer at Virginia, but then I'm like, no, that's too much to handle. I'm scared, so I decided to stay at Penzance. I did do the math, and technically I would make more at Penzance, but if I had gone to Virginia, I would have met new people, I would have gained new experiences, and it could have turned into something good. But I decided to stay at Penzance because I was comfortable there. Then my dad messaged me I'm pretty sure my dad messaged me about giving my CV to someone that I know at Clifton, which I did, and they handed it in, and then I was like, okay, it's probably nothing going to come of it, so I forgot about it. Then I got a phone call from the director of sport at the time, to ask to come in for an interview, like same day, so I was stressing balls. But I got ready, went, I was talking like this because I was so nervous for the whole interview. But yeah, it was a good interview. Everything turned out well. He just about told me that I was going to be working there next year. But I didn't get the phone call yet to say that they would attend it. But up until I did get the phone call, which is in the previous video. No, not the previous, the one before that. Yeah. I was thinking that no, this is a bad idea. I can't be doing this. I just need to stay at Penzance. It's easy. I know people there. But I had to face reality. Got the phone call, accepted it, signed the contract, Worked there for the first year, tops. Worked there for the second year, which was this year. Best year of my life right now. So yeah, I think the fact that I was able to put myself out there and actually take that humongous step, especially for me, I definitely think that my past self would be proud and happy with what I've done and achieved this year. Yeah.
What do you look forward to most next year?
Just doing it all over again, but better.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm more confident. I know how things run. I'm friendlier with people, so I'm not nervous to meet new people. I know the dynamic of certain things. So yeah, ready to do the same thing with a little bit more, like do a little bit more and do it better.
I make a bold statement. It's not going to be that bold. But Princess, for some reason, she was at the house. She looked at me and she was like, "You're gonna be in a tongue."
Sure.
She was like, "You're gonna be in a relationship next year," and I was like,
What are you talking about?
"I don't know about that," but for the first time in a few years, my heart does feel full. In the sense of, I've been very drained by lots of different things over the last 2.5 years, and so for the first time in a while, I don't know, I just feel very full and content in myself. And so if she is right, I feel like if she is right that I'll be seeing someone next year, I feel for the first time in a long time that I'd be capable of actually doing that and it being successful. What was the question? I keep forgetting the question.
What do you look forward to most next year?
Obviously, putting on my big play. Because this is it. This is the last thing I need to do. Because everyone keeps like whispering PhD, PhD. And I'm like, no! Do not put that on me. You know, I'm still way too young to even think about it, doing a PhD. In my own head, at least. So I really look forward to just putting on my final play, my final bow, so to speak. I feel like I've done so much at Rhodes. I feel like I've done almost everything I needed to do. This is the last thing, is making this play. And I feel like I'm so close. I'm so tired, you know, doing academia like this. It's very intense. But I feel like I'm so close, and I wanna get the home run. I feel like I can do it, and I'm so excited to do it. And also, in 2024, when we did this, I had a feeling 2026 was going to be my year. I thought 2025 would be mid, like just average, but it was really good, and I can only hope and believe that next year will be 10 times more exciting than this year. And whatever comes my way, I'm just really keen for it. You know, like, let's go. I'd like to start today. You know? Yeah.
How will they remember you?
I feel like they'll remember me as someone who was really, really, really passionate. In the sense of, I gave everything I had the whole year, you know? Even if I only had 20% to give, I gave you 100% of that 20%. I can confidently say there wasn't a time where I didn't give everything I had, you know? And I feel like in life, you can only ever do your best. Sometimes that'll be enough, sometimes it won't be enough, and you'll miss the mark. But I feel like people will look at me and they'll be able to say, like, Sui was very passionate and he gave everything he had to us. And I'm okay with that. In fact, I quite like the sound of that. Yeah. The final question, how will they remember you?
Ooh. Okay. Well, I think last year I used the boys at Clifton as like my, you know, how they remember me, they being the boys at Clifton, so I'll just use that again. And then I'll add to it a bit. But I think that I was a pretty cool coach. You know, I was friendly with the boys, chatted to them, but not too friendly though. Made sure that there was still that student-staff relationship there. But yeah, I built up a lot of new relationships. I built up on relationships that I had from last year with boys, friendships and that. So I think that I made a good impact, so they will remember me well. And then staff, I was a lot friendlier this year, greeting everyone, especially towards the end of the year, making sure to have conversations, asking them about their day. Yeah, so I think making sure that other people feel appreciated really helped out my image quite a bit. And then, not that it was bad, it just, you know, heightened it a bit. And then, like in terms of KZN and PSR, all the new people that I met, I think I made a good impact. Made sure that I did things properly, wasn't slacking. So they will remember me well.
And that's that. Sorry. That's that.
Okay, well, that was my last question.
Huh.
Look forward to next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big year.
Yeah,
I'm very excited.
a lot going on.
Yeah. That's all we have for today. I don't have anything to say other than see you next year, I guess.
Indeed.
Alrighty.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for coming over.
Great.
Love this stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. May.
Thank you, Master Hewlett. Lovely stuff.
Saucy. Alright.